Magandang umaga po. Ako po ay si Baby Cynthia Ridal and I have been in the review centers for more than 10 years. And ako po ay communication, management, and project consultants for the last 20 years. So, with my humble start po sa iba-iba pong companies and review centers, and of course, because po I love to have my postgrads, medyo yung experience ko po ay naging varied na, that I would like to share with you a lot of videos on how to excel in different examinations and in different field or academic endeavor that you'll be experiencing in the companies. So, I have series po on Ceso, and thank you po sa lahat na sumasubabay sa Ceso. And I would like to give you a little idea on how to be better in Ceso examination as well as CSE, Upcat, or Acet examination. It comes to error identification examination. So, sa error identification po, ang kaibahan lang po ng Ceso among other exams that I have mentioned, ang Ceso po ay longer po ang sentences and work-related po yung mga sentences. So, you'll be encountering a lot of terminologies on production, on auditing, on supervision, managerial sentences, related sentences. So, kapag po, ang technique po sa Ceso kasi kapag nag-exam ka on identification, dapat po kasi ay matyaga kang mag-dissect. And, of course, if you have a lot of time, and because po very limited, na approximately po bawat isang sentence ay nasagot mo ng 30 seconds, dapat po ang iyo pong knowledge po sa sentences will be malawak na po. So, unang-una po, I'll be mentioning about the different categories po of the error identification in Ceso examination. So, usually po, ang mga questions po will be ranging from, ayan po, yung mga tenses. So, mga tenses po, I would suggest, dun po kasi tayo mga Filipino, we have the ngayon, kahapon, bukas. So, usually po, pag po, i-divide po natin yung sentences ng Tagalog ay lumalabas po na 3 tenses lang po yung alam natin. Sa English po, technically, although other will have a disagreement on the numbers, meron po tayong 24 tenses. So, sa separate video po, ay didiscussing ko po ang 24 tenses ng English language. But in the meantime po, ang una pong aaralin nyo ay yung past perfect tense. Yung pong may 2 tenses. For example, before I became responsible, I had been problematic with my working habits. So, yung I had been problematic, I had been, yung had been po, had, and the been, which is a past participle, tsaka po yung had na helping verb, had plus the helping plus the past participle, had plus PP po ang tawag doon, is actually the past perfect tense. Ibig sabihin po, yung past perfect tense ay, siya po ay naunang action before another past action occurred. So, I'll be discussing that in a separate video. Madami po yung past perfect tense. Marami din po yung present perfect tense. I have declined the offer of another company. Ay simula noon hanggang ngayon, you have been offered by another company, but because of loyalty to your company, you didn't agree on that. So, past perfect tense po, present perfect tense, present progressive po. So, you focus first on these 3 kasi po, medyo marami po, especially the past perfect and present perfect tense. Likewise po, familiarize yourself with the difference between linking verbs and helping verbs para po mas ma-identify nyo yung error sa tenses. Pero po, hindi po siya, like, kapag hindi ko po mahilig sa English as a language, medyo matatagal lang ka po. So, ang technique po, you really have to familiarize yourself with the grammar rules. And if you'd like in the future, hopefully soon, I can produce a lot of videos and tenses because this is one of my favorite topic in English. And ang pangalawa po ay you have to get to know the subject-verb agreement na nakapag-separate video na po ako. Although, hindi pa po siya comprehensive, which hopefully very makaproduce ako ng comprehensive on the subject-verb agreement. Pero po, meron po akong mga binigay na 12 rules. Definitely the 12 years in my SVA agreement, in the subject-verb agreement, will be helping you a lot. Number 3 po, you have the pronoun, noun, antecedents. So, yung pong pronoun, usually po mga nasa dulo po ng sentences. Ang noun po nasa usually early part of the sentences. For example, the employees, plural po yung employees, after having their meeting, agreed to their, dapat po, to their supervisor. Minsan po, agreed, ang kanila pong gagawin sa exam, agreed to his supervisor. So, ang mali po doon, since employees po yung nasa unang subject, the pronoun po should be agreeing to the subject. Kaya nga po, antecedent, kasi po nauna. So, yung pong pronoun ay magiging there. Pag nilalagay po sa exam, usually his or her. Dapat po there kasi po employees. Ang tapos na pronoun, noun, antecedent. So, kahit po mahaba po yung sentence, yung mga susunod po na pronoun na babanggitin should be agreeing to the subject that they are referring to. Yung po ang tinatawag na pronoun, noun, antecedents. Okay? It will be better also if you'll be reviewing on the parallelism rule. So, sa English po, kapag po, for example, ay nagsimula po ang sentence o nasa gitna, nasa dulo, ng to, as an infinitive, to love my parents, to have time with my children, to love my parents, to have time with my children, to dedicate my time for others, lahat po yun ay infinitive. Lahat po kasi nagsisimula sa to. So, kapag lahat po yun ay to, lahat po yun ay dapat infinitive. Kung gerund naman po, let's say, kung ang noun po, usually ang gerund, like, okay, like, anticipation, dedication, humility, pare-pareho po dapat yung tatlong yun ay noun. Okay? Persistence, humility, and dedication, or the three of the virtues that I would like to acquire, lahat po yun ay noun, lahat po ay gerunds. Kung gusto niyo naman po magtapos sa ing, loving, participating, and loving, participating, and discussing things. Lahat po yun ay ing, dapat din po lahat ay ing. Okay? So, kung gerund po, gerund. Kung infinitive. Ibig sabihin po, you have to observe the law of parallelism. So, i-review po natin separately on what do you mean by parallelism. So, kapag po yung adjectives nyo rin, like, she is attractive, adjective yun. She is humble, comma, and persistent, lahat po yun ay adjectives. Pag lahat po na noun, she possesses beauty, dedication, and service to the poor, lahat po naman yun ay noun. So, sabihin po, when you have a certain comma or a certain three variables, dapat po yung tatlo pong words na yun ay usually po separated by comma, ay kailangan po na parallel. That is what you call as parallelism. Usually po, marami din pong trick questions on parallelism. So, you have to be observant of that. Okay? You also have the questions on adjectives. Yung pong adjectives ay, meron pa tayong mga absolutes. So, for example, nilagay po doon, she is the most perfect. Ang perfect po kasi ay pinaka-highest level na ng adjective. Okay? In the degree of comparison. So, you don't have to put most po. Kasi po, ang absolute adjective you like round and perfect. You don't have to put most sa mga adjectives. So please have a review on the adjectives. You also have questions on prepositions. So in, on, at, paki-review na lang po noon for, okay, ang dami-dami, in, on to, into, from something into, something into. Marami po siyang usages ang mga prepositions, and you have the phrasal verbs din po. When you put that one into another word, becomes an idioms or a phrasal verbs. Paki-review na rin po ng mga phrasal verbs para po in accordance with, alam po natin yung mas tama when you use that one into other words. Marami din po yung dangling modifiers. Yung may minomodify po, isa pong like adjectival phrase ay ibinomodify ng isang noun, lumalayo po. For example, when you po say dangling modifiers, medyo mahaba po siya ng konti. So, for example, you have a descriptive adjective phrase na like, for example po, okay, attending to her child. The mother attending to her child is very dedicated to her work. When you say the mother attending to her child, yung attending to her child po, siya po ay isang adjectival phrase. So, pag kailangan po yung modifier na to, malapit sa subject. So, for example po, yung attending to her child, pag nilapit mo sa the child attending to her child, mali na po siya dahil child and child po. Sabihin, pero po pag nilagay yan sa sentence, parang maguguluhan ka. Okay, yung dangling modifier po, kinaligto naman. For example, not to give you a more vivid example, the owner of the company, is helping his or her employees. So, kailangan po, pag po sinabing the employers who is helping his or her employees is doing a lot of help in the production. Pero pag po pinagbalik-baliktad mo, minsan yung employer at saka yung employees, hindi na po malaman kung sino doon kasi sa haba po ng sentence like the complex sentences, lalagyan mo po ng comma, malilito ka na kung yung dangling modifier. Kailangan po yung technique po dyan, pag may dangling modifier ka o descriptive phrase, ilapit mo lagi sa subject or sa taong dinidefine niya. And I'll be doing a lot about dangling modifiers para po mas malinaw ang ating pong examples. You have also a lot of questions on punctuation. So, paki-review na lang po ng semicolon and its difference with comma. Napaka-importante po when you're writing. You also have to know a lot about colon. So, please do that. And please review about homophones. Yung pong mga magkakatunog na words and related words. So, accent as in accent, accent. You also have yung po mga related words, homophones. Yung magkakamukha po ng pinakinggan mo, pero magkakaiba po yung spelling and meaning. That's homophones. Okay? Anyway po, I'll be having another video on error identification, yung specifics po nila. So, para po mas matulungan kayo. If you have questions, you can send your message po to my FB Messenger, and then I'll try to answer them po as soon as possible. So, enough po, I'll be doing my website so that I can put the questions there para po mas may review kayo. And if you'd like to have more interaction with me, ilalagay ko po yung mga future social media accounts ko para po mas magtanong kayo ng questions. I might be offering also po some online trainings and discussions for additional review materials. Thank you so much, okay, for tuning into my channel. If you liked reviews that you like this and it has been very insightful for you. I hope you can like, share, and subscribe to my channel to encourage me as well. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye-bye.